Welcome. We'll begin shortly in about 1 minute. Thank you for joining. Okay, we're ready to begin. If you're here on Zoom with us, I just ask that you mute. Welcome everyone who's joining us live stream also from Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube. Technology is amazing that it can bring all of us from all over the world together, even though I think, over 18 months of COVID-19, I think a lot of people are having fatigue from Zoom and elsewhere, but there's still quite a miracle about it. So I'm Rabbi Chasya Steinbauer, the founding director of the Institute for Holiness, Kedusha, Machon de Kedusha, Kehilat Mussar. We're here in the Galil in Israel, and we offer Mussar Mindfulness, deep steeped in the Jewish tradition of tikkun hamidot, of repairing, rectifying our unbalanced soul traits, and using the tradition of insight, mindfulness, meditation to also assist us in our practice and our growth in wisdom and understanding and in compassion and kindness, so that we can be of service to others and God. I'm delighted that you joined us. My apologies for yesterday. Thank God everyone's healthy and well, and I hope you are too, and safe. Yes, thank you. I tried to do a last minute announcement, so if you didn't get it, I apologize if you went on Zoom and we weren't there, so thank you. We are in the middle of the 40 days Elul practice, and we are now on the 18th day of Elul. I had to double check, so I wouldn't say that incorrectly, which means for us that we're almost halfway through where we are going to practice. We're practicing all the way through Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. Some people do a 30-day practice up to Rosh Hashanah, but we continue on. The classic practice is 40 days within our tradition. So this week, we are concentrating on our neutral people in our lives, people that we're not so invested in, but that we run into or that we hire or that we see. And it's important to really remember those relationships because we rely on them for a lot of things and we can often take them for granted. So as much as this is a forgiveness practice leading to Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah, it's all about long-term honor. And let's see here, I'm going to make sure everyone's on mute. Just give me 1 second. I can hear ruffling. Thank you if you haven't. If you could mute yourself, thank you. So just a small little introduction of this third week of practice, our neutral person, that we lose sight when we take for granted and those quick relationships, those people that we might run into, or even in a parking lot, wherever the case might be, that we can often have tense interactions that either hurt us or we hurt others, depending if we're short-tempered or impatient, whatever it might be. And this practice of honor is really, if we don't honor ourselves and honor them, seeing them as created in the image of God, that they too are a holy soul, and really practicing around it to honor them in that way, then we get stuck in judgment. And we can feel that in our own souls, and our own light can't shine through. So we're going to keep that in mind as we come through. I'm going to assume that in this third week, you have come to the point that if there is someone that is like a neutral person in your life, that you actually have hurt this past year for whatever way or reason, that you've already reached out to them if you're able to and apologize, because that is what we do in our Jewish practice, is we take responsibility and apologize. What we're going to work on today is any leftover residue that we haven't forgiven ourselves, either for behavior or someone neutral has actually caused us suffering the past year. Maybe someone cut you off and screamed horrible things at you in the car, whatever it might be, that we carry that tension. And sometimes we don't let that go, and it hurts us and it sits with us. So really this practice today is letting go of any suffering and forgiving that person, letting it go. So with that, we're going to move into our kavanah, our intention for today, and then I'm going to share a short amount of words of why we even, who we base this practice on, who we're modeling ourselves after, which I bet you could guess. Okay, first I'm going to pull up our intention as usual. So here you have before you one of three kavanot that we do. And we say, before doing acts of caring for the self, we say this: this is something I am doing to strengthen my own soul in order to be of benefit to others in the future. So we take that in and we really feel that, because this half hour is special. You have dedicated to your self-care. And really, this is going to strengthen you, build your just love, and let your neshama, your soul, to shine through. And so honor that you have dedicated this half hour. That is your kavanah for today together. Now, I'm just going to share some short words. I tried to find this text on Sefaria, which is a wonderful website. If you don't know it yet, it has lots of rabbinic texts. But they didn't have the one I was looking for. So I'm reading from Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. It's basically an abbreviated version of the classic Jewish law book written by Rabbi Yosef Karo, the 16th century Sephardic rabbi. He codified Jewish law, essentially. And the whole section is in what's called Makor Chaim, right here. And he has a little section called Midot Tovot. So the good soul traits, the good, pure ones that we are trying to really emulate and strengthen in our lives. And so I'm just going to share some quick words before we move into our meditation. So it says, Ne'amar b'Torah, and it says in the Torah, Acharei Hashem Elohechem te'echlu. After God, your God, Hashem, your God, you are to walk, meaning you're supposed to mimic your behavior after. And they take this from Devarim, from in the Torah. And then it says, Ketzad efshar lekayem mitzvah zo. How are we supposed to do this? And then it says, Harei ein asharut lelecher acharei Hashem. There's no possibility to walk basically in God's shoes. It's never ending. There's so much, right? But it doesn't stop at that, right? It says, Chachamim hisberu. So our sages go ahead and explain, she hakavanata hapasuk hi shenelech acharei ma'asav v'midotav shel kadosh baruch hu. That the kavanah of this pasuk, of this verse from Devarim, is really that we are to walk after the deeds and the midot, the soul traits of God. And so then they go on to list 6 classic ones, but the one I want to focus on today for our kavanah and intention is number 5. And it says here, Kishem HaKadosh Baruch Hu Nahum Verahum. In the name of God, the midot that we are really to emulate really is Nahum Verahum. So Nahum comes from grace, being kind, kindness. And Rahum is mercy, is compassion, comes from Rechem, which means the uterus. And we're really getting to, an embodied sense of where we're really supposed to feel and hold people, that we're like a mother carrying a child. And then we're really supposed to have that sense of compassion and mercy. And so we want to think of these neutral people, even them, they're part of us. We carry them. We're all one together with our God here. So we say, Afata heye nachum verachum. You too should be this way. Okay, so we're going to hold that in mind. And as we did 2 days ago, one of the key things they discuss is having the ayin tova, the good eye. Remember, we talked about developing that, trying to see someone with a good eye. And so it talks about that here. And it's really part of the midah of simplicity, of contentment, hahistapakut. Okay, this contentment that people should be happy. We should be wishing this for them. Sameach batov, the good in people's lives. And that we develop this good eye. So that's what we're doing here today. And really keeping in mind that we want to emulate that quality, and we want that back too. We want that from other people, right? We want grace and mercy and kindness. And you can also give it more easily and open our hearts. So we're going to move into practice. Please come to a comfortable position. If you need to stand, please do so. Have an anchor next to you, like a chair to hold you in place. Lie down if you need to, but keep your eyes open so you're awake and alert. You don't fall asleep on us. And of course, if you're sitting, come to an upright position, one that you can really settle into, where you feel in a dignified position, showing that you're created in the image of God. And I want you to take 3 deep cleansing breaths. Bring yourself to settle. Allow yourself to really arrive. Let anything go from this day, whatever might be trying to occupy your thoughts. Allow the gift of breath, this shefa, this abundance from God, to really enter you. And with each exhale, allow yourself to come to comfort and ease. Allowing yourself to smile inside and maybe even on your face. So honored that you are taking care of yourself. Really feel that and allow it to sink in. I am dedicating this to myself so I can be of service to others later. It's a beautiful thing. It's a mitzvah. Notice if there are any sensations in the body calling for your attention. Go ahead and recognize and accept those. Honor them. Gently tell whatever is coming up for you that you will visit it later, that you're going to be present with my voice and with your breath. Allow yourself to come to stillness. Shut your eyes if you feel safe, or lower your gaze. Allowing your hands to rest in your lap or on your heart. Breathe gently into your heart space. Allow yourself now to feel any barriers that you erected this past year, any emotions that you have carried from interacting with all these kind of neutral acquaintance people that we run into day to day in life. Perhaps you're not forgiving yourself or them. Allow yourself to fully feel any of that closure, any of that treif da'at, or treif lev, that torn mind, that torn heart. We will breathe softly and begin asking and extending forgiveness, reciting whatever we can, allowing the images and feelings to come up and grow deeper as you repeat these following words with me. There are many ways that I have hurt or harmed others, have been impatient, have been mean, somehow caused suffering knowingly or unknowingly. Out of my fear, out of my anger and confusion. Let yourself remember and visualize the ways, any interactions that were really unpleasant this past year. Allow yourself to feel any sorrow or regret. This is where we recognize and allow. And where we begin to investigate Of course, with self-compassion. See if you have been holding on. And sense that right now in your practice, you can release this burden. You can release if you haven't forgiven yourself. With each breath, release that. And for all the neutral people that we will never see again, that will never have the opportunity to either forgive or ask for forgiveness, we say, I ask for your forgiveness. I ask for your forgiveness. We take this opportunity right now to notice any areas where we feel stuck, any reoccurring thoughts or sensations in the body that keep visiting you this week during this practice. You want to note those and investigate them with love, welcoming everything that comes. They're there to teach you something. And now you will move to forgive yourself. There are many ways that I have not let go of the hurt. Many ways that I continue to hurt myself. You may say to yourself, I have abandoned myself. I have held on to resentment, to impatience, to anger. Many times through thought, word, or deed, knowingly or unknowingly. Feel your precious body, your holy soul. Let yourself know that you have only hurt yourself by holding on to anger or resentment towards someone else, towards this acquaintance, neutral person that you may not even see again, ever again. We build those all up, we hold on throughout the day. Picture them and remember those interactions. Picture that not letting go, and it's kind of like a barriers building up over the heart. Sense that you can release these burdens now. Extend forgiveness for each of them one by one. And repeat to yourself, through the ways that I hurt myself and cause suffering through action or inaction, out of fear, out of pain or confusion, I now extend a full and heartfelt forgiveness. And hold yourself here when you say this. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. Sit in a moment of silence and allow yourself to take that in. And finally, in this last part of your practice today, know that we're moving towards forgiveness of those who have hurt or harmed you. Knowing that there are many ways and all the ways that we can be in interactions with other people, sometimes even unknowingly. Any last feelings of being hurt or stuck that we need to let go of, even something that might have happened to you today. It's amazing how easily we can be triggered by those who we don't really know. But see, either on a daily basis or weekly or maybe just once. So we release this burden of any holding on. This is the time now on the 18th of Elul. You can let go. Give yourself permission. Your heart is ready. Say to yourself now, I now remember the many ways others have caused me suffering. I know it is most likely caused from their own suffering. I've carried this pain only that hurts myself. And now I am ready. I'm ready to let go of this. I'm ready to offer them forgiveness. To all you out there who I don't know, or maybe see once in a while and experience your suffering, I offer my forgiveness. I forgive you. Over this next Friday and Saturday on Shabbat and before for you, allow yourself to repeat this meditation practice and these words. Touch this softly. Making this forgiveness over these 40 days a regular part of our lives. We are letting go of the past to be here in the present moment, opening our heart with wise chesed, loving kindness and metta. We will now enter a few minutes of silence to allow all this to sink in. I will ring the bells when we are ready to join back together, and I will go on mute now. with deep, deep loving joy. Picture right now, somewhere in the world, someone is actually doing this practice and thinking of you as their neutral person. And they are forgiving you and forgiving themselves. And this is going to make it a kinder, more gentle world. One person, one practice, one day at a time. Thank you. You may open your eyes slowly if you haven't yet. Come back into our sacred space, our shared live stream Zoom room. As always.
תודה רבה.
בבקשה. We will move into sharing our forgiveness prayer that we say each day, each night before, so we can really let go of anything we held on to during the day, leaving all our junk, all that hard stuff on our mezuzah, if we have one. And you'll say to yourself, I hereby forgive anyone who has angered or provoked me, or sinned against me, physically or financially, or by failing to give me due respect, or in any other matter relating to me, involuntarily or willingly, inadvertently or deliberately, whether in word or deed. Let no one incur punishment because of me. May they forgive. May I forgive. May we all be able to let go of carrying any of that burden inside and be able to have a healthy, good night's sleep so that we can be of service the next day and be grateful that we've been given another day. Amen, amen. So delightful to have you all. We will meet again, B'ezrat Hashem, God willing, on Sunday, as long as everything is set. I know I sometimes tell you I will be here and then I have to change something, so I'm just going to check. Sunday the 29th. Yes, so hopefully everyone will be healthy and well and we'll all work out. So for those of you who are Ashkenazi, this Saturday night is often a practice of slichot, of entering deeper prayers, of really getting into the heart to ask for forgiveness and let go. For us Sephardi, we've been doing that daily since Elul began, and beautiful, beautiful prayers. And hearing the sound of the shofar also helps wake up some people. For others, it's a challenge in the practice. Some of us want silence in a different way. We all do what we can with what's given us. So as I say every time, we love your donations. Thank you for opening your hand as well as your heart to allow us to continue to offer these free will offerings. And we also welcome any sponsorship and honor a memory of someone. And so with that, I'm going to let you go. And please continue the practice on Friday and Saturday if you're able to. And I look forward to being with you on Sunday. And I wish you all Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much. Take care.